Hello, everybody. Welcome to GSL Daybreak. We are going to be seeing a Master League game from the Zeke North American Daily today, and I would like to welcome to the stream, to the cast, my co-caster Sean.
Thank you, Penguin. I am I'm Sean, and Penguin. Why don't you start by introducing our players here?
We're going to be seeing in the bottom left the orange Terran Law versus in the top right the blue Protoss Plato. Plato, in the chat, in the Zeke chat just before this game, did say that he loves the taste of Terran tears, and of course, Law is a Terran, so it'll be very interesting to see if we see any Terran tears today. What do you think,
That
Sean?
that is that. I think I'm quite excited for this. We see the supply depot almost about to finish at 11, so I think that itself is pretty standard. Maybe something after that we'll see something funky. I don't know. I'm excited. I'm hoping for a macro game, but at the same time, if we see some exciting cheese, then we'll
Then
be quite happy for
fantastic.
that.
Also, I would like to just throw out there that this is the third round of this tournament. Both of the players have had to go through only one other player, however, because they both got buys in the first round. Seeding is a wonderful thing, isn't it? We're seeing a barracks going up and a gateway going up, and both of the players grabbing their first gas as well. The
Yep.
scout, the scouts are going to be hitting their opponent's respective bases relatively soon.
Indeed. We already see Law going through the main, and in fact, when Penguin was asked about the oh, I've already forgotten what you were talking about, but I did have a pretty good joke in mind. You'll just have to take my word for it.
We believe
And
you.
thank you.
Yep,
I
I
appreciate your
trust you.
trust.
And yeah, we're seeing the orbital command coming up, and the first
Indeed.
marine just being ready to spawn. And yeah, it's rallied onto that probe, so it will definitely find and destroy him. Ooh, throwing in a little bit of a pylon there to
Oh
stop
yes.
to stop
I,
the add-ons. What were you saying, Sean?
I just remembered what the joke I was going to make was, and we see a pylon going up next to the refinery. I wonder what that is going to entail. He is going to cancel it, so I really have no idea what he's doing there.
Straight into a
Uh,
factory from Law. Just throwing that out there. What was that joke, Sean?
that joke was when Penguin was asked about seating. He said, "Das ist wunderbar," which actually would have been funnier if you had been in the context of what he had said about the seating earlier. But I guess I will just have to take the fact that "Das ist wunderbar" is simply a phrase in German and not actually worthy of any kind of humorous value. So
Okay, we've decided you're not funny. Just kidding.
thank
Moving
you.
right along, we're seeing the Chrono Boost being laid down on the gateway rather than on the warp gate. Stalker's going to come out and try to defend the expansion that is being thrown up by Plato. In the meantime, an expansion also being thrown up by Law inside the main, and he's also gone straight into factory, and he's going to start producing a Hellion.
Indeed, and we see that Plato is continuing to work off one gas, so it's looking like he is probably going to be going for pure Stalker Zealot play. Only now putting up that second gas, a fairly late second gas, if you want to do some sentry play, which is actually a pretty good choice once you see that factory going down, because you don't really need those sentries unless you're facing some really hard bio play.
We're seeing a starport going up from Law. This is going to be the fabled 111 build. He's also gotten a little bit supply blocked, but nope, that has just rectified itself. He's going to be throwing a
Definitely,
tech lab down on this barracks as well. Going
it's
straight
not the
into a
111
medevac.
build, Penguin. It is the Destiny Cloudfist build.
I'm so sorry.
You're welcome.
Yep, this expansion is now up and running by Plato. He has gotten out one sentry. And we're still waiting for that warp gate tech to be finished. He hasn't been in any sort of urgency to get that up. Has himself 3 gateways. And, of course, the tech lab on that barracks does mean that we will be seeing Marauders. One is in production, and as Nerdalert taught us, Marauders turn toss to goo. It'll be
Indeed,
interesting to
they
see
do.
what the follow-up is.
Indeed, we will see the bunker going down and a medevac loading up with some Hellions. Looks like we may be seeing some drop play. The probe gonna just check for the expansion, run up into the main. Actually gonna get a free run up, except for that bunker, of course, which was right in front of me, which was why I didn't notice it. and that is going to deny. And remember when I said that probably not going to go for very sentry-heavy play when you get that 24 gas? That's why I'm in Gold League, because we are seeing exactly that Stalker Sentry sort of defensive maneuver for those nice, quick force fields. I guess he just didn't want him that early on in the game, which was why he didn't get, for example, an 18 gas like you would in a 3-gate Expo.
We're seeing a medevac move up over to the top left of the map, starting to move in towards the main. Will be 3 Hellions, and it will probably drop straight into the mineral line, hopefully causing some sort of havoc. But we have seen 2 more gates. He's up to 5 gateways here, and he has 3 Stalkers positioned right in the flight path of this lovely medevac. I think he saw it with the pylon that was placed down at the 3rd there. Also, we're seeing the expansion being up here, this orbital command, and bunkers are being thrown up at the expo to hold it. And the medevac sees the Stalkers and runs away. Will be flying out as fast as he possibly can.
Indeed, he did see that pylon at his 3rd. I did just check his vision. And let me just comment for a second on the placement of these 2 gateways at the left side of the main of Plato. That is certainly a great place to put those gateways because it reduces the surface area, increases your vision while reducing the surface area.
1 Hellion goes down. The Hellions are engaging. I'm sorry, Sean, but these Hellions are trying to engage this main army down here, and they will run away. Sorry, back to what you were saying about the 2 gateways.
Yeah, definitely not a very good idea to engage with that Hellion. Going to lose a lot of health, and of course, in the early game where you don't have that really high SCV count, where you can afford to, and also that really high orbital, that high density of orbitals where you can afford to be, taking SCVs off the line, sending them with your Hellions to repair them, taking damage to Hellions is a lot more costly, and he's going to lose a Hellion in this engagement here. And certainly not going to be very, very good for Law. This aggression doing some work, going to be having to pull back, but certainly did do a good job in putting some pressure on and not really losing all that much for Plato except for that single pylon.
We have seen a warp prism start to move its way out to the other side of the map, and I think we could probably be seeing some sort of elevator work going down here. Also, Law throwing up his 3rd command center inside his main. He is indeed going to deploy that warp prism as a sort of forward power field. Getting an OBS into the main base does see that 3rd base going up. And Plato's been supply blocked for a while. What's going on there? He's getting a bunch of pylons right now, as well as double forge and a scan going down. Yes, Law sees everything going on in the main. Not very good for Plato.
Yeah, but at the same time, don't have any like super funky tech, and he has seen the warp prism, and he has he seen the warp?
No, I don't think he has.
The warp prism.
But
even if he hasn't, like
nice force field going down by Law in this engagement here by the entrance to his natural. Plato taking out that army with relative ease, although Zealots are also being lifted into the main by a warp prism, going to go straight for the mineral line, straight for the jugular.
And as you see, very, very, very good, very, very good stalker control, focus firing those marauders down. The drop in the main doing a lot of damage, and you can definitely see whose unit control is really dominating here, because Plato is just not losing all that many units to this bio ball that should be, as you said, turning toss to goo. And that sentry control is really what's making the difference. And I expect to see a force field on this ramp, and that is exactly what is going to
There's the Law, the GG by Law. We were seeing one of the things that was going on in the main as Sean was talking was these Zealots were absolutely tearing apart everything that was going on here. He was forced to float the orbital command, cutting off all income from there. Very good win by Plato there. Law being thrown out of the tournament by his fellow master. Thank you. I am Penguin, and my co-caster is
Sean.
Yes, and thank you for tuning in.